Hey, advanced journalism. It is week 3 of e-learning. Yay! You made it this far. 2 weeks down. Yay! Good job, guys. All right. So, thank you so much for turning in your SWOT analyses rather. If you have no idea what I just said or what I mean, it's time for you to go back and make sure that you've done that so that you give me something to grade, because if I have nothing to grade, yeah, don't do that. All right, so SWOT analysis, that is definitely due, and it's technically overdue at this point. So make sure you get that done and turn that in. So you can definitely take some time and think about that and fill that out. And look forward to going over that with some of you guys on Thursday at 1 for our Zoom meeting. Thursday, 1 o'clock, guys. Okay. All right, so this week we are going to start working on the senior supplement. Now, I have already put out on Edsby, so if you go ahead and look up the assignment for this week, you will see the senior supplement, and we will have what everybody is going to work on. So I'm just going to review that a little bit, but then you'll see that again more on Edsby. Lou, you are, of course, working on the cover for us, a further look inside. Ashlyn and Arthur, you're going to be working on our senior superlatives. I'm going to send you guys a message on Edsby with a little bit more details and some ideas, but basically the idea is we're going to need to get pictures of the seniors, and normally we'd send you guys out with the seniors to get pictures, with props or something, and that's going to be something I want you guys to work together to kind of figure out. And you can pull in a couple of other people that don't have assignments to work on some things or connect. We can talk more about that more in just a minute. Then Joshua and Isaiah, I will send you guys the senior quotes. I will send it again on Edsby. It'll be an attachment. I'll put it on a PDF to make it easier. But that way you can literally review every single quote to make sure that it is accurate. I'm not going to touch the names, but I'm just going to just the quotes to make sure the fact that it is school appropriate. Okay. And there's some concerns that definitely were brought up, and I want to make sure that, of course, that we're not being offensive in any way, and we're not letting anything leak through that could potentially get us in trouble for publishing it. So people are not smart sometimes, so just be aware that's coming, and then anything you guys want to work together to see what is going to be good and stuff like that. And then later on, I want you to start thinking about how we can display them and what would be a good idea to make sense basically for our layout for that. So just be thinking ahead. Again, I'll message you with all that information. Shrikar, I'm going to put you on photo collage and the my favorites list. That was one idea that was floated at me. So you can do one of those things where they do like a photo collage, basically, all sorts of different seniors. And you can actually grab a couple of these other, a couple of our other staff that don't have direct assignments, because a lot of them are seniors. So you can have them like reach out to their friends and collect a lot of, cool pictures, pulling them off Instagram, whatever you want to do to kind of get them on there. And then doing a my favorites list. And this is something that you see a lot in yearbooks that I haven't seen, to be honest with you, in a Middleton yearbook in a while. So basically what you can do is on one page, there's like a place where you can kind of fill it in yourself. So essentially it's a blank list, and it has things like, class of 2020, my favorite color was. And so it's for students to fill out their information right now. So like saying, my favorite color was purple. And the weirdest thing that happened to me in 2020 was quarantine, and how I felt about this. And you can actually Google this. There's a lot of different things that they can put in. Obviously, we want to keep it towards the positive, so we don't want to say, my favorite teacher was so-and-so, but you don't necessarily want to do my least favorite teacher. You know what I'm saying? Even though you're totally going to have a least favorite teachers, which of course isn't me. But yeah, so I just I just wanted you guys to think about that. So Shrikar, if you wanted to find a couple of people, maybe a couple of the other seniors, and you guys can put together like what kind of list that you want to do, and then start thinking about a layout. And I'll talk to you about what different formats we can use and things like that, because we are not using any other of the other formats that are available. So we're going to have to do this a little bit differently. So I'll talk to you more about that later, but just start thinking now about how to get the pictures together, what kind of layout you want to use, and then what kind of list that you want to put together, and then who else do you want to pull into your team for that. So so that's something there. OJS, we talked before about a couple of the ads that some of the clubs wanted to buy ads but missed the deadline. This would be, of course, the time to do that. There's a couple of other things that we can do on the opposite side of that spread, and I will send you more information on that in an Edsby message, but just be thinking about if there's anything particular you want to do with the ads. Are we doing a full page? That's totally fine, but then, you know, what other things? Again, we're dealing with full spreads here, so just start thinking about some things, and then if you need extra help, you can also pull from some of the other people that we have left over on staff, okay? So there's some more details on that, and I have no problem going over more of that information on our Zoom meeting on Thursday at 1. There's a lot of different things that we can do with this. We're kind of, there's nothing really particular, like we don't have to, there's not really a lot of templates, so to speak, that we have to maintain. Each page can be very different. This is just a supplement. It's very different. There's no standards. We haven't done a supplement before, as far as I can tell, at Middleton, so we have a lot of options. A lot of other yearbooks, I've been talking to a lot of other advisors, are doing a supplement specifically on the COVID thing, which might be an interesting thing that we can pull in, maybe, if you guys want to do that. If you guys are in agreement, I don't mind. This is where we can pull in our newspaper kids to kind of pull in some, what do you think about the stuff with the coronavirus, and how did you spend your quarantine? And that might be really interesting to do. That might be even interesting for the photo collage. I'm just throwing that out there, guys, as some ideas. Let's spitball and brainstorm this on Thursday at our Zoom meeting, and then you can always talk about it on Telegram. I'm totally okay with that. So just be thinking about different ways that we can kind of, 20 years from now, when you go back and look at this yearbook, you are going to remember the fact that you spent the last quarter of 2020 pretty much at home doing e-learning and building the rest of this book. So I want you guys to think about how you're going to want to remember it, and what kind of things are you going to want to recall. And that's totally fine. So you guys get to write Middleton's history. You get to write the story. So what kind of story do you want to write? What kind of legacy do you want to give this class of 2020? It's already going to be hard enough for a lot of them, and like half of you guys. So I want you to think about what kind of things you guys want to put in your book, in your story, that we can build and remember, okay? And then I did give some assignments a little bit for the newspaper, for the final edition that we're going to put out. We're going to put it out, of course, electronically, like we have been doing. So just be thinking, the J1 students are writing articles right now. We can always pull in the best of those. So just be thinking ahead of time. Aaliyah, Jenna, even Champion, there was a couple articles I had you working on before we went to break. So those are all due, and start putting those together and just thinking about it. Like, what else do we need to do, guys? So what else do we want to cover? What else, how do we want to end this year? So be thinking ahead about that. So we're going to have, I want you guys to really focus on this for the next, the next 3 weeks. Basically by May 1st, it'll be the big final, everything should be coming together at that point. So this will be kind of a big assignment that we'll be collective towards, and then we'll move in May, we'll move towards, thinking ahead for 2020, 2021 that year. So just be thinking now, just finishing up senior supplement. Like I said, we'll have a quick turnover, so I'm not really terribly worried about that right now, but it just is essentially what we're doing for the last 3 weeks of April. So just, this is what you should be doing for your book now. Okay, guys? Okay, any comments below? Questions, Edsby or Telegram, message me. I have open hour Zoom hours on Tuesday at 11 or Thursday at 1, guys. All right. I miss you guys. I miss all of the antics that we had. So again, make sure you're checking everything out, and keep checking in, and I'll see you guys on Thursday, if nothing else. All right. Bye, guys.